I did send out this morning the debriefing norms. Asked all the teachers to look at that and to follow that when they come and do their debriefings today. We're just trying to get this process down where everybody can get used to this whole debriefing process. So created some norms there just to kind of get everything on the same page. Any questions about that? Yes, ma'am.
You want all of us to bring our 3 weeks, right? Because we haven't done it 3 weeks.
No, just bring,
Just this last week?
Yeah, just bring this
Sure.
last week, positive.
Okay.
And I'll let Ms. Ingram know. Because there's no way all of y'all
I
gonna
know.
get through 3 weeks.
The only one that doesn't have all three is Stacy.
Yeah,
The rest of us all have all three.
yeah. I tell you what, just bring them with you, and then we'll start
Okay.
last week and then go backwards. And if we can get to it, we can. If not, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Any other concerns, anything from your departments?
I've got one little concern, and that deals with the kids leaving the lunchroom in the morning with their breakfast. Now, they're trying to, well, Mr. Wilson and I have just stopping by droves. It's that last group of kids. Now, the first group's coming on through, they've been here all morning, they eat, do what they're supposed to do. But that last group, I don't know whether it's the ones that are just not going on up there to get it, or if they're the ones that are riding the later buses. I don't know that, but I just know that we're having a problem with and having to stop several. Sometimes it's a full breakfast, sometimes it's partial breakfast, sometimes it's just the drink. And then some of them say, well, my teacher said I can eat at my room, and I'm just like, no. And we're having to redirect them back, and we're getting a lot of flack with that.
Well,
So
and department chairs, please talk, this is nothing new. And what's happening, just like you said, teachers are allowing them to eat breakfast in their room. I mean,
I'm having to make mine throw theirs away.
Exactly.
Because they're coming in with it, my seniors especially.
we
we're
just need-
catching as many of them as we
Yeah.
can.
I think it's seniors more than anything.
And I told them,
Trying
I
to come
said,
down here.
look, Dr. Greer says you don't bring it down.
they know, we've been
But look,
preaching
they'll
that.
be like this.
Yeah. But if they're doing like this, they getting somewhere
That's what-
and they're laying it out. And it
Right.
ain't in the hallways and it ain't in the bathrooms.
Like I said, we're catching
So,
as many as we can.
right.
I just don't know whether they look at us like we've got two heads or something. I mean, they're looking
But
at
they
us
do
like,
that
what?
anyway. Yeah, they look at me like
I
that.
told them, I said, if y'all want to eat your breakfast, you can stay there and eat your breakfast, and they'll give you a pass to class.
Well, and the problem is again, please tell your teachers, don't allow them to eat breakfast. You'd be surprised. We got some that let them bring McDonald's. And because McDonald's don't go off in the book bag. So if they don't go off, then we don't check the bag. And then they'll go to first period and we'll have a teacher let them bust out a full hot breakfast. And if that continues, we're gonna have, again, it's causing y'all to give pushback.
And then I know I saw one the other day that had the full McDonald's orange juice, one of the great big ones with the straw, just walking down the hall, just like, it was just supposed to be like that. It
Yeah.
was just like.
So if you see them, just continue turning them around. If they have any issues, and let us handle it. And listen, y'all know as an administrator, y'all got more eyes than we do, and if we steadily have teachers, we can't be everywhere. So that's why it's incumbent upon all of us to make the discipline work. And where we're coming, if you get some pushback or somebody get disrespectful, we'll do the discipline. But again, it's a breakdown in the way we do things because we have people that allow them to eat breakfast and things in their classroom. And they know that that's a no-no. So please speak to your teachers and ask them not to do that. The only thing I can do is, we've got, like you said, when the bell rang, that cafeteria clears. So Mr. Bates goes to the metal detector to relieve Coach English. Then Ms. Ingram has got the cafeteria to push him out. The other coach, Mr. May, is down there on the other thing. I may be in the cafeteria, like this morning, I'm working on these data things, so y'all don't have to do them. You know, those data things hadn't went away, I just hadn't said anything. It's due today, so I'm working on that this morning so y'all don't have to do those discipline. Y'all know the data thing that Dr. Hinton brought down, what Audrey brought down, and we all like to passed out last year. But I'm working on that this morning. So it's just, if you just keep encouraging our teachers just not to let the students eat. And believe me, when they get in the office, they tell us who eats. They tell us who eats, who don't eat, who let them eat. You know, they tell us. The only thing I know to do to make them stop, you know, you don't want to start writing folks up. You know, but if it continues and it's making it hard on everybody else, then if that's what I need to do, I'll do that. But just don't let them eat. It's just that simple. I don't, you know, that's more paperwork for me. And you start writing people up and all that kind of stuff. I don't even get a kick out of doing that kind of stuff. So let's just, but if it makes it, if it's for the betterment of the whole school, I will. But just encourage them not to let the students eat in class, just that simple. Okay? Anything else? Failures, I'm also plugging that in. The teachers that have failures, and we got high failure rates in some grades and some departments, which let me make one thing clear. Failing students, if a student fails, you know. I require portfolios and parent contacts to make sure that we've done what we were supposed to do in case a parent comes up and pitches a fit about, you know, teachers not, because y'all know we get blamed for everything. But we do understand that for every student that fails, you have to turn in a portfolio with your parental contact to the appropriate administrator. I get all seniors. That has not changed. I get all senior failures. We already have changed the schedule for seniors that have failed to go to, start that 7th period, because they will not be allowed to get an early release when they're failing. But if your teachers have failures, that's fine. But you have to have those portfolios, you have to have those parent contact logs, and turn that into for every student, because in case we get questioned. My daughter's grade went down in the middle school. I called the teacher. I said, why did her grade drop? Teacher gave me exactly what I need to hear, and then my direction went towards my daughter. And that's what that is because parents can't question why averages drop, why my child is failing. And then, oh, by the way, y'all know during this time of year, you're gonna have a lot of parent conference requests. And we can't get in those conferences talking about, she's gonna be all right or he's gonna be all right. We got to show specific reasons why their child failed. I think there's a misconception that you know, grades are your grades. Whatever kids do. But my thing is making sure that we've done all that we have done to make these kids successful, and to also answer any questions that we have that a parent may have concerning their child. You know, there's also a misconception that parents can't ask us or question us about their children. Yes, they can. Just like I can, just like you can. And as teachers, we should be able to answer every question that a teacher has or that a parent has concerning their child. And we should be able to lay it out. We should be able to lay it out on the table.
When do you want these portfolios? And
Well, portfolios ought to be a living and breathing thing anyway. So you should be able to present them anyway.
when do you want the teachers to?
I think it said Wednesday, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it
email
was. I don't
Wednesday.
remember. It was a timeline sent. I think it was Wednesday or something.
The report card.
Who's getting the ninth grade?
That was
Coach May?
Mr. May, wasn't it?
It's in your handbook. I don't remember.
Remember?
I don't remember. It's right there in your handbook in the back, towards the back where the references are, and it'll say monitor, and it'll have, if you look Bates, May, and Ingram, it'll tell which group is monitoring which section. I don't remember off the
And I
top
know,
of my head.
something that we discussed this Friday, I think it was, with Miss Ferris. She's got, and I thought that was a neat thing, she went back and the kids that are failing, because she's turning their portfolios in, what she did is she fixed a folder for each of those children and put where they made the failing grades, she put that work in that folder to make them go back and look at that while they're in that 7th period. I thought that was a neat thing to do.
So that I just give it to them, and I was
Right.
gonna say that all people that, or teachers that have failing students need to get some sort of work to me so
Right.
that I can make sure, because they'll come in there and say, and even though they've been to that teacher's class that day, they said they didn't get
Oh, yeah.
anything, you know, how they try to do, so.
Oh, yeah.
They just need to make sure that either they give them the work to
Either
the
they
student
get-
or
either-
give it to me.
well, either they
I'd rather
get-
them give, make
Well,
communication
either
with the student, but-
they can get to work to you, or they can, because all those kids will be assigned, what's the program? Grad Point.
Well, most teachers prefer that they make up the work that they're missing.
Okay.
Or that they failed. Now, I do have some course recovery students
Right,
that will
right.
be in.
That's on
already-
Grad Point.
They will be
Right,
working on
right.
Grad Point.
Right.
But the other students that are, that kind of filter in there, they'll be working on specific work that
I
they
see.
have failed or that they need to make up
I
or
see.
maybe didn't do. And that
Okay.
teacher will either give it to me or either give it to them. It doesn't
We
matter.
prefer them to
They
give it to
have-
you. We
Well-
prefer them to give it to you and put
Right,
the
that's
student's
fine.
name on it.
When did
In
they
a
start
folder.
going?
They start
Today.
today.
They
Yes,
start
ma'am.
today.
Okay.
And also, they'll stay in there. We won't look at them again until progress report time. You know, that's just kind of how we did that, because kids go in there and they think they can do one or two things and get out, then we got a yo-yo effect.
And it's just
So-
in and out all the time.
Right, so we'll look at them again
Hard
at,
to keep up with.
at progress time, and if their average is high enough that we feel like they're on the right path, then we'll let them out. If not, then they can stay in there.
And they are unhappy. I will go ahead and
They
tell you,
always
they
are.
How many
unhappy.
we have in there?
But,
How many kids have we seen?
Not many seniors. I just looked at, I don't remember off the top of my
oh,
head.
it's 17 new ones. I
Okay.
mean, I had 3 that were already in there with me that have been working on course recovery, but there's 17.
Is it only seniors that get
Pretty
a
sure
7th
that's
hour?
right.
Which is, you know,
Say again?
is it only seniors that get a 7th hour?
Yes.
Yeah, because they the only ones that have free. It's the ones that's on early release. Yeah, it's just the ones on early release, they lose their early release and go into that class, that credit recovery class. Everybody else has a full
I
schedule.
know now, I was looking at a couple of my kids, basketball players, seniors, and one particular, he had like 370s. Did we do anything about that kid there? I mean.
If he's passing,
He's passing.
if he passing, he good.
I
It's
got
just,
you.
now if he dips
Yeah.
at progress time or at second semester, then he'll go in there. No, these just kids is failing.
Yeah, I got
If
you.
they passing, they passing.
And it's better than losing, get his attention.
Yeah. Anything else? Okay, and just remind those teachers, those portfolios will be due, and I think it's Wednesday, but I'll double check that time. I know we sent it out, I just don't remember. Okay, anything else? All right, thank you so much.